Hi, my name is Jasmine Hill, and I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana, born and raised. But I went to a historically black college in Texas Southern University, Houston, Texas. So that was an amazing experience, and I miss Houston so much. I've been back in Indianapolis since about 2017. In 2019 is when all the fun stuff started. Came up with this idea and concept for Plants on Plates, and it's been a journey and a whirlwind since. When I first started, I was like, what do I want to do? I want to do a festival. No idea what a festival consisted of, all the back end things that go into it, but I knew I wanted the inner city community to have a taste of plant-based life and have the opportunity to purchase and experience fresh food, fresh fruits, and I decided to have local vendors come in who had organic, natural products and plant-based products. I offered cooking demonstrations, and then after that they got to taste the food. And then we also had a workout class. So if they wanted to work out, buy some stuff, go to the classes. It was just a lot going on. I had live performances too. So I gave local artists a spotlight to showcase their talent. Through all of that, I knew I could not sustain and afford to throw a festival every month or however that looked like. So I asked myself, like, what can I do, girl, to continue to bring in some income but fulfill the vision that I had? So I started to sell food in a local bodega in the inner city where there was a food desert. And they had just put that bodega there. They had put a grocery store in the back where they allowed SNAP so people could come in and use their SNAP card. And I sold plant-based food. So I was like, okay, great. This is a perfect opportunity for me. I can allow them to taste some of my food, which was an amazing accomplishment for me. And they could come try it out. But then, boom, COVID hit. So shut down all those plans. I had to pull the food and I went back to the drawing board. But then I'm like, okay, if people are still wanting my food, now what can I do? So I decided to sell food in meal prep. And then I would also sell like food on the weekend that they could purchase. One of the biggest hits was the plant-based deep dish pizza that I made. It had like kale on there, macaroni, barbecue sauce, plant-based sausage. So that was a major hit because that gave people like a soul food vibe, but it was plant-based, but they loved it. So I did that, but I realized that was super, super time consuming with me still having a full-time job. So I was like, okay, once again, I need to pivot. Then I was talking with a college friend and she was like, I'm doing this cohort. Please tell me what a cohort is, first of all, because I didn't know. She told me about the program. I said, I want to sign up. She said, do not waste time. Do not waste their time if you're not serious. I said, oh no, I'm serious. Like I've been having this vision. And I knew that like the for-profit side, I wasn't doing teaching and educating. I was missing that piece. So I applied for the cohort and I got in. I felt so lucky and so blessed to have gotten into the 2022-2023 cohort. And really the rest is history. Like so many great things and doors have opened for me since then. Definitely was like taking a leap of faith and pushing myself, and I'm continuing to push myself. Because look at me talking to you all. I am a complete introvert and I'm trying to show you personality, give you all I got, and tell you about, my business and my vision and what it's like to be a social entrepreneur. As I dove deeper into the work of why I wanted to do this, Indiana ranks 12th in the nation of the most obese state. Marion County, the city that we live in, or the county that I live in, ranks 11th in the nation. And out of that, 13% of the youth in the lower income areas before they even reach kindergarten are already obese. These are alarming rates as to why I'm like, what can I do to help? I was passing out food during COVID. I would go to the pantries and use the food that they were giving out to show the community that it's not a taboo to get food from a pantry or from communities or churches that were trying to help. So I would cook that food, pass it out to also give them recipe ideas. But to even go further, that's how I came up with the ideas of like, hey, why don't I do some one-on-one, hands-on training with them and do some cooking classes? And that's how I got into cooking. And then the opportunity presented itself for me to go into the classroom. So I thought, why not? Why not get these young, impressionable kids who are open to learn and willing and wanting to better their life and their situation and teach them how to cook? Healthier, that is. Now in 2023, let me formally introduce you to Plants on Plates. At Plants on Plates, our mission is to empower and educate individuals, particularly those in underserved inner city communities, to make informed and healthier food choices. We strive to inspire a positive shift in eating habits by advocating for the inclusion of more plant-based foods on people's plates. Together, we are cultivating a healthier future, one plate at a time. So now today in 2023, I've kind of shifted. So instead of being a connector in the community, I am educating the community who may not have the access to fresh food or the knowledge on what to do when they do get the fresh food. So I'm offering cooking demos right now to high school students, and I'm expanding to families because I feel like if we can get the students and the parents together, then now that's also creating a bonding experience for them. One of the biggest things that the cohort helped me decide is how to hone in on one idea and kind of make that flourish. So I decided, hey, I want to work with youth and I want to help them learn how to cook. I want to give them nutritional options that they might not get at their local convenience store or when they go past a McDonald's or fast food option. Like, they don't want to go in there and get a salad, but what healthy, fun things can I teach them? So I was given the opportunity to work in a high school. So now I am doing cooking classes for them, and not even a cooking class. They're cooking for me, really. I get to eat their food. But now they get the opportunity to learn how to cook, and now they can go home and show their family, their siblings, their mom and dad, the things that they're learning. We definitely focus on highlighting things that they might not know about, like cooking with kale or spinach, fruits and vegetables that they might not do. They learn how to make smoothies. Even just instead of using pork bacon, we use turkey bacon. I'm not trying to make anyone vegan. I want them to live the healthiest lifestyle they can within their parameters. And if they still want to eat meat, let's eat the best meat that they can that is offered to them. So no, I'm not trying to force anyone to be vegan, even though I like to eat plant-based. So that is what we're doing. Another main component is swap it out. That's the biggest thing that I focus on with them. So instead of using sugar, we'll use agave or honey. Instead of, like I said, using pork, we'll use turkey. Just healthier alternatives. Another big one that I do, instead of using syrup, we'll use maple syrup. And just those small changes makes a big difference. My thoughts are going. So another thing I use instead of regular whipped cream, we'll do coconut, as long as there's no allergens in the room. And my biggest thing is milk. They love using the plant-based milk. They just never had it before. And they're like, wow, this is really good. So now they can go home to their family and be like, I don't need to use the cow milk. I can use plant-based milk. Plants on Plates curriculum is to provide students and parents the life skills needed to be self-sufficient. So when my scholars are done for the semester, I would want them to be able to go home and make themselves a healthier meal. And my experience with the cohort, 10 across the board, like literally no complaints. I enjoyed every second of it. I love all the new friends that I have made, the village that we have created, the support system. But it consists of 4 huddles. 2 of them are in person, and then 2 of them are virtual. So within those, you get so much to unpack and tell you all about. But to just give you a little glimpse, you get a lot of one-on-one sessions. You learn how to brand, how to market, how to start your business, your nonprofit. Because for me, it's like, I didn't have a board. I didn't have bylaws. So we learned how to do all those things. Heck, my math is a little shaky. So I got to learn how to do budgeting, look at your fiscal year finances, taxes, all those things. I'm like, what are all these numbers? What does this mean? But you got Dr. Madden, who's amazing. She's on there to answer all the questions that you may have. And she literally breaks it down step by step for you. So as we're going through these huddles, you're making your budget for the year. Even if you don't have the money, you put what it would look like or what is the budget that you want to have, which leads me into grants. You get opportunities to apply for some grants. They give you a list of grants you can apply for. They teach you how to crowdfund, fundraise. They even give you an opportunity to join a different committee and meet with someone that can help you fundraise. Like, the options, endless. Anything that you may need for your social entrepreneurship journey, they're there to help you with. And that's just the beautiful thing. It wasn't a question that I wasn't afraid to ask because I knew that they would support me in my journey. Something that was super interesting for me and I had never done before was a genealogram. And that just breaks down your family dynamic, where you can learn how some of your habits may have started or traits that you may have picked up on from your family lineage. And we also got to meet with a pastor, like a one-on-one session. And that was super deep for me, super emotional. And I also just kind of felt a breakthrough. Like, this whole experience for me has been a breakthrough in pushing that glass ceiling, getting me out of my comfort zone. Because naturally, I'm super introverted. So even for me recording this for you all to see is a challenge. And I thank MBA for continuing to challenge and push me to reach my full potential and to definitely tap into all my passions and my gifts. And then on the other side of things, on a more spiritual journey, we met with a pastor and we made a genealogram, and I didn't know what that was. And it was very deep for me. It definitely was like a therapeutic session, and some tears were shed because it just talks about your lineage. And for me, how from my mother to my grandmother to my dad's mother, how we just had to be strong women and how that is just hard on us and that breakage there. So that was like super deep to get into, and how that correlates with your business and how you run your business, which also leads me to, they help you do a retreat. Like, they let me take time to myself. And I got to go to Asheville, North Carolina, and just like spend time in the mountains, look at water. I love the water. Just have some tranquil reset, refresh my mind in like such a busy time. And that was just so appreciative. I was so appreciative, and it was really, well needed in that moment. And to go back to the spiritual journey, oftentimes in the real world, you're not allowed to really talk about religion anymore. So to be in the cohort, we can pray together, we fellowship together, we speak life into one another. It was just a different bonding experience. And then it also came the self-help part. We meditated, we really tapped into those things on how to make sure we are self-sustained when we're pouring into others' cups all the time. How can we make sure we pour back into ourselves? And that was I was really grateful for that, because oftentimes in my day job, I'm a social worker, so I'm always helping someone else. So it was really nice to just take that time to make it about me. The one major takeaway I have for myself and Plants on Plates is I do not have to have it all together. Thank you, Reverend Darnell, for letting us know that and constantly telling us that we don't have to put on a front. We don't have to portray to people that our business is 100% operative and we're going 1,000 miles a minute and everything's all together. Our board is meeting monthly, because we're all in the startup phase, or we're all still kind of working out the kinks, and that's okay. We're humans and our businesses are growing and we're still learning. So that is my biggest thing, is I do not have it all together. But what I do know is I have a support system that I can lean on and ask questions and get the necessary advice that I need. By joining the cohort, the door has been open to me to so many opportunities. I have got to sit on a reading committee for an incubate partner. I have got to go to my first General Assembly, and I had a table there, and we did a social entrepreneurship class, and we got to speak and just kind of do like breakout sessions and lead our own group. So that was super great, and I got to even network with other people there, and as I helped them, they helped me. So definitely was a great opportunity there. And now I am presenting to you all. So I thank NBA again. If you're still here, I want to say thank you, and check out the website, www.indieplants-on-plates.org, and be blessed. Thank you.